feel like this cup that EA are adding, you know, is getting a lot of players back, because not only do you get the gritty, you also get the 99 players that you can obviously acquire and have some fun, because I feel like now is a time that a lot of people can't really, you know, it's the time that a lot of people can use the 99 cards, because obviously within FC, you know, the whole idea is to get the best team, and if you're not spending coins or, you know, spending money on FC points, then you can't basically get these cards. But at least now I feel like everyone can acquire at least some of the best 99 cards, and I feel like these formations that are currently obviously rocking and people are using, you know, whether it be the streamers, the pro players, there's some very nice players to utilize in the formations, you know. So at least now, like for instance, if we can use more attacking formations, because I feel like players like Root Hullet can do everything, you know. We don't need to be playing CDM formations because these type of cards, they already track back, they have the insane AI movement patterns, they have, you know, the animations and stuff. So for that reason, yeah, let's jump into it though. I know you're thinking to yourself, how can I improve my FC25 experience? Look no further. MONOEXP has the best, cheapest coins on the website, best price, best guarantee. Use the code META for 8% off, bro. You can get literally any card. Go check them out right now. Boom, 3 formations. First one's going to be Manny Bachoi's. If you don't know who this was, it is the guy that won the FC Pro. Now, you might think, Mike, you keep on saying this guy, you know, he won the Pro. Yeah, cool. He was a pro player. He obviously won it himself. He had his own tactics. No, this formation is really good. 4-4-1-1. A lot of people use right now due to the fact I feel like in the nature of this game, it's perfect in the sense of it's a 4-4-2, right? If you really think about it. But then you have the cam to obviously be the chance creator. So if you really look at it like that, it's a very nice balanced formation. And obviously, if you make it a little bit more defensive, it kind of counters with the attack, you know. So you have the 2 CMs, and I always said, man, have someone like a taller CM, you know, to obviously be the stay back character, someone that can actually defend and be that physical nature, and then someone that's transitional with it, the other CM. And then obviously with the 2 fullbacks, what I actually changed up was having the more attacking fullback be your wingback plus, because what they do is they actually attack in the sense of a you know, flanker. So like you could say a trump card, or you could say someone that's a little bit unpredictable. So like for instance, Scott, I sometimes run with her all the way up and sometimes shoot. If not, she can be the chance creator, kind of acting like a lamb. And then you know, it works in harmony. I always play Lion Knights of 70. Everybody plays that. So why be at a disadvantage? I feel like it's the perfect height to be you know, pressing and also not leaving gaps. And also at the end of the day, man, most people play it, so why not? And then obviously build-up style is balanced. Completely up to you to change it, but I feel like the 4-4-1-1 is such a balanced formation in its nature. If you have the 99s, it all counters nicely, bro. So yeah, I feel like if you're going to play around and go counter, it might actually leave a little bit of gaps. So yeah, it completely up to you. But if you're more of a aggressive type of player, counter is always the play. Yeah, let's jump over to, I mean, we've been doing tactics videos for a while. So as I said, man, build-up style is how you played. Me personally, I feel like with this 4-4-1-1, I like the short passing, but for some reason, sometimes in the 4-4-1-1, like I do it for all other formations, but for the 4-4-1-1, it didn't really, I felt like the players were too bunched up, if that makes sense. So yeah, I felt like the balanced one worked decently. Not really like insane, you know, difference, but yeah, balance for me worked though. Let's jump over to the actual tactics though, and also I will leave the pinned comment will be the codes, so if you want to just copy and paste you can, but kind of also learn, you know, it's kind of that fish in the water type of analogy. Kind of first learn what I'm saying, especially for the new FC26. You know, you wanna, when you're doing these tactics, don't just copy codes, bro. It's the best thing to actually like learn how these players maneuver themselves and how you can actually utilize and kind of better your gameplay. So yeah, for instance, like for the goalkeeper, right, sweeper keeper, why I play him sweeper keeper is because he's tall. So someone like Vanja, Milinkovic Savic, like people don't have him in their teams. Everyone has like Alice and stuff. I have Milinkovic Savic because he rushes out very nicely and he's tall. So having him as the sweeper keeper, you know, whether that be to shrug players off the ball or kind of intimidate the attackers that are trying to like push, he's got the perfect, you know, height for that. So if you're having like a small sweeper keeper, then it's not going to really work too nicely. I mean, take for instance like Manuel Neuer. He was a sweeper keeper in his time and the bro was insane. I mean, he was tall as for any goalkeeper, but he was taller. He had this like demeanor about him that just rushed out, you know, had the confidence. So I feel like the taller, the better to actually utilize the sweeper keeper. But I do understand if you want to not really have the erratic movements and stuff, you can go with goalkeeper, and then obviously depending on how you move them coming out. I used to like goalkeeper defend, and then I move the keeper out myself because I solely don't like relying on the AI, especially from the goalkeeper standpoint. But yeah, let's jump over to the actual fullbacks. As I said, man, you want to have a utilization of a fullback that can actually be a trump card, someone that can cut inside, be that, like, could even call it like the third CM, just a free roaming character like Scott. She pushes up, you'll see the heat map, kind of acts as like a left wing back, left mid, and then obviously when she needs to defend, she does. But yeah, for now, very, very nice. You don't really want to do the support, otherwise it'll be a little bit too bunched up. And also with the ball, as you can see, kind of looks like a 5 back, cannot lie. But yeah, overall though, very, very nice formation, man. And then obviously fullback for the balanced ham. I'd say so depends on who you're playing. I'd say for fullbacks, right, always have a nice contrast as well. Someone that's tall, that kind of just no nonsense, because you want to win balls in the air. You want to obviously have that physicality as well. Too small fullbacks don't work. Same thing with the midfield, as I always say. But with this one, as I said, because it's more of a naturally, like, you could say attacking formation, you want to have holding CMs, because what this does, it actually allows for the cam to be isolated to actually, like, kind of distribute the ball. I think the main attackers in this formation is going to be your left mid, right mid, and then cam. You don't want your CMs to be, in the mix. Maybe sometimes if you want to like utilize them, you can, score a goal here or there. But for the most part, this formation is kind of like intercept with the CMs, distributed to the cam. He either distributes it to the striker or the left winger or right winger, or right mid, sorry. So yeah, inside forward is always going to be the play for left mid or right mid. And then another thing, I've seen a couple of people always like to use shadow striker. So for this one, I think shadow striker or playmaker works nice. I like the playmaker because I'd say Rooney cooks, bro, in the playmaker role. I just feel like he has that free roam ability, so it depends on your cam. But I always said, man, if you have a tall striker and a smaller cam, it works nicely, man. Or you can have it vice versa, where you have a tall cam, small striker. But for that instance, I think shadow striker is perfect for the taller cam, if that makes sense, because then he can act as a striker as well, because you need physicality in this game. Most of the times, especially me, when I'm versing someone that has that, like, insane physicality and stuff, it's mostly because they're tall, the Harry Kanes, all those type of cards, Ginolas. So yeah, and obviously the striker is going to be advanced forward attack. A little bit of a voice crack. Let's jump over to the 4-2-3-1. Kind of this is actually the 4-2-3-1 cams, because now I feel like most people has like the 99s, all those type of cards, and I feel like no, this actually needs to change to short passing. Yeah, high as well. Why I do the short passing is because the formation is very, very compact to a certain degree. So having everyone like in almost like a diamond structure, the short passing works wonders. Obviously 70 line height. Yeah, striker will start from the top. Everyone's going to choose advanced forward attack. Now with the cams, you can kind of play around with it. But what I like about the cams in this one, right? Obviously I haven't really used it with the players that I have, but if you even use root hullet, bro, they will act as like ram lamb, but then they can cut inside as well, which makes it so nice. You can have like almost 3 cams. But then the thing is, if you adding the playmaker, all 3 playmakers, it's not going to be nice, because it essentially means that both, like all 3 cams is going to be so compact to the point where it's like it's going to be bunched up, if that makes sense. So you want to actually isolate the middle cam and have him up top with a striker, kind of acts as like a false 9. And then the other 2 cams, you could even call it like they're almost like inside forward, but they're a little bit more inside than the inside forwards, if that makes sense. So that's why I like it, because it's like very closely structured, knitted, you could say. So yeah, we got obviously the holding defend. Yamal is in that position because obviously haven't really used, no, I've used this formation, but I haven't used it with the players. So yeah, holding defend for your CDM, and then holding defend for your other CDM. It's the same thing like with the 4-4-1-1. And then the 2 fullbacks, I feel like this one's a little bit less erratic. What is the word? There is a specific word for it. Less method to the madness for this one, because it's like this formation is more of, you want consistency, so you use this type of formation, if that makes sense. That's why you don't see sweeper, keeper and stuff. So yeah, if you're more of a unpredictable guy, you know, you want to have fun, you want to test things out, you can try the 4-4-1-1. I like the 4-4-1-1. It cooks. 4-2-3-1 is more for the guys that just want consistency, etc, etc. Let's jump over to the very last one, 4-5-1 spread. That's that is an insane name, my bad. Let's jump over to the actual tactics. We're gonna go counter with this one. Now, I think this is probably the most attacking formation in the mix, because essentially what this does, right, it pressurizes your opponent. You wouldn't expect it. You know, everyone thinks, oh, you need to, you know, play around, you know, have the 2 CDMs. No, bro. Check what this formation does. I will show you actually an in-game graphic right there. If you have Root Hullet in your team, he's the perfect box-to-box balanced CM. This man right here is going to do absolutely everything. He'll be your cam, CDM, heck, he'll even be your center back. So we obviously have the 2 center backs right there. That's defender. That's always going to be the thing. The goalkeeper defend, wing back plus. I'll be honest, this formation is very attacking to the point where you will see gaps, of course, but because of the nature of the 99 cards, their inclination, or you could call it their insane demeanor, bro, in game, the aura, if you'd like it like that, yeah, just really does this formation justice. And it's actually, there is a method to the madness. It's very attacking, yes. So if you do see gaps, just don't use the formation, or either you can go normal, balanced build-up style, and then maybe lower the line height if you like the way the this formation builds up. But yeah, what I like about it, it kind of acts as the 4-3-2-1 formation of older FIFAs with the LFRF. Man, I love that formation. Why did EA remove it, bro? Now apparently they have it as cams, I think. So it's still in the game, but they've got cams instead of LFRF. Bro, game's gone, man. But yeah, we obviously have our 3 CMs. You want, obviously, Root Hullet will be the guy that does everything. And then you've got your 2 outer CMs. I'd say maybe have one that's more, you know, free roaming. You could potentially also go playmaker roaming for that CM. I just felt that the box-to-box balance just worked perfect in harmony, you know, with all 3 CMs. So yeah, it completely depends on you, man. As I said, it's completely up to you how you want to like change specific things, especially for the new guys that don't know how to like utilize the tactics and stuff. But yeah, if you are seeing that Yamal and stuff, they're out of position because I don't use this formation in with the players, you know. My main formation is the 4-4-1-1. So yeah, that's why they like that. And then obviously the balance inside forward, that's just always going to be the play, boys. I'll be real, especially now with the insane Trivela plus shots. It's just perfect to cut in. You know, it's literally called inside forward. So yeah, kind of like the LFRF. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll be real, there's no reason to actually use the wingback plus. It's nice in the 4-4-1-1, but I feel like with this one, you can even just go fullback balance if you want more of a consistency feel, because the formation's already so attacking, so you might as well just, you know, dumb it down a little bit and don't have gaps. But hey, I use it as the wingback plus, bro. Game is game. Tell me in the comments what's your favorite formation if you're still playing the game. Are you excited for FC26? If you are, hit that like, subscribe. Check your boys in the next one, man. Have a sweet one. Tell me who you pack as well. I'm gunning for R9. I think it's Messi as well. And then I think that's pretty much it, eh? There's a couple of other ones, but yeah, for the most part, I've got CR7 and Root Hullet, bro. So this weekend's gonna be fun, man. Check your boys, man. Peace.